It all started with a drawer. You know, the one full of random stuff like batteries, old receipts, keys that don't open anything. One morning, I was running late and needed my passport. I opened that drawer and boom, chaos. I spent 40 minutes digging through junk, only to find it in my coat pocket later. But something about that moment stuck with me. I looked around my home and realized everything felt the same. Full. Heavy. Out of control. I wasn't just losing time, I was losing peace. That drawer wasn't just a drawer. It was a warning sign. We often think clutter is just a mess, but I started to see it differently. Clutter was costing me, not just space, but money, energy, and focus. That's when I made a choice. I was done. Not just with stuff, but with what that stuff was doing to my life. Number 1. Clutter is an expensive roommate you never invited. Clutter isn't just ugly or annoying. It's expensive, and most of us don't even notice. The average home in the US has about 300,000 items. That includes clothes, chargers, boxes, books, and all the things we swear we might need someday. But here's the problem. All that stuff costs money. Not just to buy, but to keep. Think about it. We buy things we already own because we can't find them. We pay late fees because we lose bills in messy drawers. We pay for storage units, a $44 billion industry, just to keep things we don't use. Some of us even buy bigger homes just to fit more stuff. Yet studies show we only actively use about 40% of our living space. I once spent nearly $600 moving boxes full of old clothes, broken gadgets, and unread books, most of which I threw out weeks later. That was my wake-up call. I was literally paying to carry clutter from one place to another. When I looked closer, I realized something even deeper. Clutter was stealing my time, my money, and my focus, all while pretending to just sit there. It's like having a roommate who doesn't pay rent, takes up space, and causes stress. And the worst part? You're the one who let them in. Letting go of clutter isn't just about making your home look nicer. It's about stopping the silent leaks in your wallet and your peace of mind. Number 2. How clutter hijacks your brain and your bank account. Clutter doesn't just fill your space, it fills your mind. And when your brain is full, your money starts to slip away too. Studies show that clutter increases stress hormones like cortisol. That's why messy rooms make you feel anxious or tired, even if you're not doing anything. Your brain sees every pile, every mess, as a problem it needs to fix. But when there's too much, it shuts down. That's called decision fatigue, when you're so mentally tired that even small choices feel hard. And guess what? When your brain is tired, your wallet suffers. When I was overwhelmed at home, I'd scroll online and buy something just to feel in control, a shirt, a new kitchen gadget, whatever. It felt good for a minute, but later, I'd feel guilty, and now I had even more stuff. It became a cycle. Clutter, stress, shopping, more clutter. This isn't just me. New research shows that people with cluttered spaces are more likely to make impulse purchases. Shopping becomes a quick fix for a deeper feeling of being out of control. Our brains are wired to look for easy rewards. A clean space gives calm. A messy space pushes us toward fast, feel-good habits, like spending money we don't have on things we don't need. The truth is, clutter messes with your mind and your money. Clearing your space can actually help you think clearer, spend smarter, and finally breathe again. Number 3. Minimalism is the new wealth signal. Quiet flex culture. Not long ago, showing off wealth meant driving a flashy car, wearing designer clothes, or posting luxury vacations online. But times are changing. In 2024 and 2025, more people, especially younger ones, are joining what's called the quiet flex movement. The idea? Real wealth doesn't need to shout. Now, being rich looks more like this. A calm, uncluttered home. Free time on your calendar. No debt. Peace of mind. This is the heart of modern minimalism. It's about being smart, choosing quality over quantity, time over things, and peace over pressure. I once met a guy at a coffee shop who wore plain clothes, drove a 10-year-old car, and lived in a small apartment. Turns out he was a millionaire. He told me, "I used to buy things to impress people. Now I invest money to free myself." More wealthy people are skipping luxury brands and instead choosing financial freedom. The new flex is owning less, but living more. On social media, this looks like clean spaces, simple outfits, and quiet routines. Not because it's trendy, but because it works. Minimalism is no longer about living with nothing. It's about living with only what matters. In today's noisy, fast-moving world, slowing down and spending wisely is the boldest power move there is. Less stuff, more freedom. That's the new status symbol. Number 4. Climate clutter. How overconsumption is costing the earth. Clutter doesn't just affect our homes and wallets, it's hurting the planet too. Every item we buy comes with an environmental cost. That cheap t-shirt? It took water, energy, and fuel to make and ship. That phone upgrade? It adds to the growing pile of e-waste. Over 60 million tons a year worldwide, and most of it isn't recycled. We often think donating old stuff helps. But most donated clothes end up in landfills or are shipped to developing countries, where they can overwhelm local markets or pollute the land. Fast fashion and overbuying have become normal, especially with constant sales and haul videos online. But the earth can't keep up with our closets. One day, I looked at the bags of things I was getting rid of and felt proud until I learned most of it wasn't going to a good place. That changed how I shopped forever. Minimalism isn't just good for your mind. It's one of the simplest ways to reduce your impact on the planet. Buying less means wasting less. Keeping things longer means fewer resources used. Small choices, like buying secondhand or skipping the latest trend, can make a big difference. Number 5. What I gained from letting go. Time, sanity, space. At first, I thought minimalism was just about throwing things away. But I quickly learned it was about making room for what really matters. Once I started letting go of stuff I didn't need, something surprising happened. I got my time back. I spent less time cleaning, organizing, and searching for things. My weekends weren't full of errands and chores anymore. I had time to read, cook, go for walks, or just sit in peace. I also noticed I felt calmer. My home didn't stress me out anymore. It became a place to relax, not a place full of unfinished tasks. My mind was clearer. I slept better. I even started making better decisions with money, with work, and with people. And I gained space, not just physical space, but mental space. I could breathe again. Here's the truth. I didn't miss any of the stuff I gave away. Not once. But I deeply appreciated everything I gained by letting go. Minimalism didn't take things from me. It gave me more freedom, more focus, more joy. I didn't just declutter my home. I decluttered my life. And that made all the difference. Minimalism isn't just about cleaning out your closet. It's also a powerful way to take control of your money. When I started living with less, I realized I needed a better system, not just for my stuff, but for how I spent, saved, and thought about money. That's when I built my minimalist financial toolkit. Here's what helped. 1. Ask before you buy. Before I buy anything, I ask, do I really need this? Will I still want it in 72 hours? Does this bring value or just take up space? 2. Track cost per use. Instead of just looking at price tags, I now ask, how often will I use this? A $100 item used 100 times is better than a $20 item used once. 3. Sell instead of store. If I haven't used something in a year, I sell or donate it. That way, my space and even my wallet gets a little lighter. 4. Use simple apps. I use a NAB for budgeting, Rakuten for cashback shopping, and Notion to track my goals. These tools help me stay focused and avoid impulse spending. 5. Cancel what you don't use. I review subscriptions every 3 months. If I haven't used it, it's gone. In the last 6 months, I saved over $4,200 just by being more intentional, not more extreme. Minimalism isn't about having nothing. It's about spending with purpose and building a life you actually enjoy living. I didn't become a minimalist to follow a trend. I did it because I was tired of the mess, the stress, and the spending. Letting go of clutter gave me something better, clarity. Now I spend less but live more.
My home feels calm.
My mind feels clear. And my money goes to things that truly matter. Minimalism isn't about owning almost nothing. It's about owning what brings value and letting go of the rest. In a world full of noise and pressure, the real flex isn't more stuff. It's peace. It's space. It's freedom. Want to learn how real people are building quiet wealth and achieving financial success? Then watch this video next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.